Council, have them occupy their seats at the table and undertake the very first item that the new council will do. It is a pleasure to see so many people here tonight, and for those people who are at home watching the event being live streamed. Just a little bit in terms of protocol. I'll announce the sequence by which the candidates will be coming forward shortly, and then invite Mr. Len Yaron to initiate, to provide a welcome to country to us all. So, on behalf of the city's administration, the residents and people of the City of Swan, it's my great pleasure tonight to, as I said, welcome councillors, councillors-elect, members of the public and the media to this special event. In particular, congratulations to our first popularly elected Mayor, Mayor-elect Tanya Richardson. Congratulations. We'll also be welcoming tonight new members of our council, and they are Councillor Amanda Dawn from the Altone Ward, Councillor Evia Oringo from the Pearce Ward, and Councillor Hayden Miles from the Whiteman Ward. Likewise tonight, we welcome and offer congratulations to the following councillors who were re-elected in their wards. Councillor Rod Henderson for the Swan Valley Gidgegannup Ward. Councillor Ian Johnson for the Midland Guildford Ward. Councillor Kate McCulloch from the Pearce Ward. And Councillor Rochelle Prodovnik from Midland Guildford Ward. So as I acknowledge we stand on the Noongar land and welcome the Wadjuk people and acknowledge their elders both past and present. Tonight we are very privileged to have Mr. Len Yaron officiate and provide a welcome to country for us. Followed by this, we'll have the declaration of the oaths of office, which will be witnessed by Mr. Jean-Paul Leon, JP. So without further ado, Mr. Len Yaron is a Noongar elder and founder of the Wadjuk Northside Aboriginal Community Group. Len, it's with great pleasure that I ask you to provide a welcome to country.
Thank you.
Thank you, Len. That's very kind words. The oath of office is the official part in which a councillor or mayor-elect initiates in order to be able to sit at the council table. The councillors-elect will take their declaration of office as required by section 2.29 of the Local Government Act. Tonight, this will be overseen and officiated by Mr. Jean-Paul Leon, who has been invited by the City to witness the declarations of office by the newly elected councillors. We will call the councillors-elect first to take their declarations of office, and each one will be initiated, as I said, by Jean-Paul. Then we will take the councillors re-elected. However, the very first person who has to take a seat tonight is our Mayor. Mayor Richardson is the second woman to hold the position of sitting at the head of the table, but the first to be popularly elected. As she comes forth tonight, you will notice the Mayor is wearing the chains of office. This not only distinguishes her from the other councillors, but reminds her of the legacy of which the city is built on. Those who have occupied the chair in which she will sit before her. Perhaps some of their ghosts will rattle around the building tonight as they're looking at these proceedings. I hope they don't rattle too much. However, the oath of office for the Mayor is a very special occasion. I now call forward Tanya Richardson to take the oath of office for the position of Mayor of the City of Swan. We bring forward now the first of the newly elected members, and I can welcome, please, Councillor-elect Amanda Dawn from the Altone Ward.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Sorry. I, Amanda Carol Dawn of 9A Lamont Street in Midland, Western Australia, having been elected to the office of Councillor of the City of Swan, declare that I take the office upon myself and will duly, faithfully, honestly and with integrity fulfil the duties of the office for the people in the district according to the best of my judgment and ability, and will observe the Code of Conduct adopted by the City of Swan under Section 5104 of the Local Government Act of 1995. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Dawn. And probably for ease of seating arrangements as we work around the table, we'll call forward a re-elected councillor tonight, Councillor Ian Johnson, elect from the Midland Guildford ward.
I, Ian Peter Johnson of 29 Swan Street, East Guildford, Western Australia, having been elected to the office of Councillor of the City of Swan, declare that I take the office upon myself and will duly, faithfully, honestly and with integrity fulfil the duties of the office for the people in the district according to the best of my judgment and ability, and will observe the Code of Conduct adopted by the City of Swan under Section 5.104 of the Local Government Act 1995. It's official.
Congratulations, Councillor Johnson. The next of our re-elected members tonight of Midland Guildford is Councillor-elect Rochelle Prodovnik.
I, Rochelle Prodovnik, of 346 Hooley Road in Midland, Western Australia, having been elected to the office of Councillor of the City of Swan, declare that I take the office upon myself and will duly, faithfully, honestly and with integrity fulfil the duties of the office for the people in the district according to the best of my judgment and ability, and will observe the Code of Conduct adopted by the City of Swan under Section 5.104 of the Local Government Act 1995.
Thank you. The second of our newly elected members tonight is Councillor-elect Evia Aringo from the Pearce ward.
I, Evia Aringo, of 2 Takapo Lane, Ballajura, Western Australia, having been elected to the office of Councillor of the City of Swan, declare that I take the office upon myself and will duly, faithfully, honestly, and with integrity fulfil the duties of the office for the people in the district according to the best of my judgment and ability, and will observe the Code of Conduct adopted by the City of Swan under Section 5.104 of the Local Government Act 1995.
Also re-elected tonight and to the Pearce ward is Councillor-elect Kate McCulloch.
I, Catherine McCulloch of 10 Sabre Close, Bullsbrook, Western Australia, having been elected to the office of Councillor of the City of Swan, declare that I take the office upon myself and will duly, faithfully, honestly, and with integrity fulfil the duties of office for the people in the district according to the best of my judgment and ability, and will observe the Code of Conduct adopted by the City of Swan under Section 5104 of the Local Government Act 1995. Thank you so much.
Likewise re-elected tonight, but this time to the Swan Valley Gidgagana Board, is Councillor-elect Rod Henderson.
I, Rodney Keith Henderson of 24 Phillip Way, West Swan, Western Australia, having been elected to the office of Councillor of the City of Swan, declare that I will take the office upon myself and will duly, faithfully, honestly, and with integrity fulfil the duties for the office for the people in the district according to the best of my judgment and ability, and will observe the Code of Conduct adopted by the City of Swan under Section 5.104 of the Local Government Act 1995.
The last of our councillors, and waiting very patiently as the last person in the front row, is Councillor-elect for the Whiteman Board, Councillor Hayden Miles.
I, Hayden Shane Miles of 11 Alpine Lane, Ballajura, WA, having been elected to the office of Councillor of the City of Swan, declare that I take the office upon myself and will duly, faithfully, honestly, and with integrity fulfil the duties of the office for the people in the district according to the best of my judgment and ability, and will observe the Code of Conduct adopted by the City of Swan under Section 5.104 of the Local Government Act 1995.
Ladies and gentlemen, and particularly to the new council of the City of Swan, very shortly you will move from being individually elected to being able to work and make your first decisions together as a council. This is an auspicious occasion. I looked at firsts as we were going through. It's the first popularly elected mayor, the first popularly elected and a female mayor. The first time we have, in terms of gender equity, of the 15 members here, there are more women than there are men. We have 2 councillors under the age of 30 who bring youth to this august chamber. And when you look around the table tonight, there is both experience from those who have been here for a number of terms, there is wisdom from those who understand processes before, there is hope, there is opportunity, and it's a brand new start. The official council meeting tonight will have to commence at 6 o'clock, which is the advertised time, We'll be shortly breaking to allow for some photos to take place. But on behalf of the city's administration, we warmly welcome you. We genuinely look forward to working with you, and the good ship Swan will sail off into the future. Well done.
We're just going to have a 30-minute break now for those that like to have some photos out the front with family, with friends, and then we'll resume back here at 6 o'clock. Thank you. Welcome everybody. I'd just like to welcome everyone in the gallery tonight, and I wish to declare the special meeting of council open at this time. The City of Swan acknowledges the traditional custodians of this region, the Whadjuk people of the Noongar Nation, and their continuing connection to the land, waters and people and community. We pay our respects to the elders, past and present, and their descendants. I would very much like to thank everyone for coming tonight and welcome our family and friends, but especially our newly elected members and our continuing councillors. The terms and the conditions of the entry into the meeting are posted in the entry at the public gallery. Members of the public are advised to read them prior to attending the meeting and abide by them. Tonight we have all councillors and staff present tonight, so there are no attendance apologies tonight. And tonight, I note that there is no leave of absence or apologies either. No disclosure of interest tonight, but are there any declarations of interest tonight that anyone would like to declare? Nope. That makes it quite quick and plain. So then we move to public question time, number 5, 5.1. Any questions relating to the reports contained in the agenda? And I note that there are no written questions have been received. Are there any questions from anyone in the gallery tonight? No? Are there any members of the public wishing to ask a question on an item in the agenda tonight? Not tonight. That we have no deputations tonight, we'll just move to a leave of absence, which we have none of those either tonight. A reminder to all councillors planning leave, you are required to complete a request for leave of absence form and submit to myself as the Mayor. And for newly elected members especially, there's a councillor copy of the form that's been provided to you in your welcome pack if you need to fill that in and submit that. You'll find them in the drawer, which is just under your desk there, that have been allocated to your seats. Now, moving on to section 8, reports. 8.1.1, the election of the Deputy Mayor, part that we've been waiting for quite some time. So I refer councillors to agenda item 5, election of the Mayor and Deputy Mayor, and the position of Deputy Mayor has become vacant in accordance with section 2.28 of the Local Government Act. Election of the Deputy Mayor is dealt with in accordance with Schedule 2.3, Division 2 of the Local Government Act, and the election is to run by the Mayor. Under section 2.15 of the Local Government Act, the office of Deputy Mayor is to be filled in accordance with Schedule 2.3, Division 2 of the Local Government Act. So currently there are 3 candidates for the position of Deputy Mayor, and in order of receipt they were Councillor Johnson, Councillor Bowman and Councillor Zanino. Are there any other nominations for the position of Deputy Mayor this evening? No one? Anyone? Being that there are no other nominations, I declare the nominations closed. Regulation 11A, if the Local Government Constitution Regulation 1998 states, the CEO is to cause the ballot papers to be printed so that the names of the candidates appear on the ballot paper. 1, in alphabetical order, or 2, in such order as is determined using a method selected by the CEO which is fair to all of the candidates. I've decided to list the names of candidates on ballot papers in alphabetical order. This seems to be fair and equitable means of determining the ballot paper order. The Governance Officer will now prepare the ballot papers, and the ballot papers will be prepared in accordance with Form 10, the Local Government Elections Regulations 1997 Schedule 1. But before the ballot papers are issued, the CEO will sign the back of each paper to ensure the ballot paper is authenticated in accordance with Clause 11B of the Local Government Constitution Regulations 1998. While this is happening, I'll invite each of the nominees to address the Council for 3 minutes each. I'll ask in alphabetical order, or as they appear, on the ballot paper. So it will be Councillor Aaron Bowman, if you'd like to address the councillors with your 3 minutes.
Thank you, Madam President, Madam Mayor. Councillors, this is an important step for this council. There has been a change, and I look forward to working together with all councillors around this table. But we must work together. We must bring this council together for our residents and our ratepayers. If we continue having differences due to various factors, that is not good for our community. Councillors, it is an important process. I'm not going to stand before you to say which way to go. Please just think about our residents and ratepayers and what that means by bringing this council together.
Councillor Johnson.
Thank you, Mayor. Mayor Richardson and councillors. First, I want to congratulate Mayor Tanya Richardson on her election as the first publicly elected mayor. I always said the next mayor should be a woman, and we've got the result we wanted. Councillors, I'm nominating for Deputy Mayor at the request of a number of my fellow councillors, both existing re-elected and newly elected. The reasoning is that voters placed me second in the public ballot. I am a supporter of our newly publicly elected mayor, and I have demonstrated over the years my knowledge of how our meetings work. The Deputy Mayor must be ready to deputise when our Mayor is unavailable. The duties are presiding at council meetings when needed, performing civic duties, speaking for the city, leading and representing the community, and liaising between council and CEO. My 8 years council experience includes chairing our audit committee and understanding our meeting procedure local law, so I'm confident I will be able to preside if called upon. My track record includes attending citizenship ceremonies, Anzac Days, cultural festivals and other civic events, and I will undertake to make myself available to attend civic events as requested by our Mayor. My ability to lead and represent our community is evidenced by the election results over 8 years, and I am now starting my third term with an increase in votes. You can be confident of my ability to liaise with the CEO because in addition to my community background, in my day job, I work as a consultant in large corporations where the key to success is getting on with people and fitting in. What skills do I bring to the job? I've got a degree in civil engineering, I'm a chartered engineer, I've got a degree in IT, a number of project management qualifications and a graduate diploma in law. This legal qualification has been useful when understanding the application of the Local Government Act, regulations and meeting procedures local law. I'm also a volunteer firefighter. All of this expertise has been valuable on this council. My vision for this council is that we will get on with one another and work collaboratively and harmoniously to further the objectives of the community in each ward and in the city as a whole. I've always said we're not so far apart in our views. I'm confident with this new council we will see a new era of cooperation and goodwill. As Deputy Mayor, I will do my utmost to see that happen. I especially want to see our newly elected councillors succeed. Councillor Aringo, Councillor Dawn and Councillor Miles. As Deputy, I will be always available to help and advise if you need it. As new councillors, your perspective is just as valuable as long-serving councillors. Your vote has the same value. My priority, if elected as Deputy Mayor, will be working with Mayor Richardson to assist her when she requests it and be ready to deputise when needed. I've known Mayor Richardson before either of us was on council. You can be confident I will work to ensure our Mayor's success. You've seen evidence of that in the recent election. My objective, if elected as Deputy Mayor, will be to see Mayor Tanya Richardson and the city succeed. Thank you.
Councillor Zanino.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Firstly, I'd like to say that most of you in this room know me and how I conduct myself as a long-serving councillor and past mayor. Firstly, I'd like to congratulate Mayor Richardson on being the first popularly elected mayor, and it's great to have a woman in the top job. Congratulations. I'd also like to congratulate all the newly elected councillors and also the councillors that have been re-elected. I seek your support for Deputy Mayor tonight as I have a proven track record and experience that will be beneficial to a brand new mayor. I care immensely about the city, having good working relationships between councillors and staff, as well as with state and federal governments and our business community, and importantly, with our residents. My style of leadership is about listening, respect, and teamwork. My goal would be to support the mayor to achieve a very high level of community confidence and prosperity for for the City of Swan. I'm a self-employed businessman, semi-retired and available full-time to undertake the duties of Deputy Mayor. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much to those three candidates. I now wish to outline the voting procedure. Councillors are to vote on the election of the Deputy Mayor by secret ballot, as if they were electors voting in an election. A councillor is to cast his or her vote by marking the ballot paper by placing a number 1, 2 or 3 in the box opposite the name of the candidate whom the councillor wishes to be elected. I request that all councillors use the black pens provided to mark their preference on the ballot paper, which should be folded twice so that the secrecy of the ballot is maintained. Provision is made for the replacement of a spoilt ballot paper if it's required. The marked ballot papers will then need to be placed in the ballot box, which is just located over here. And the ballot box is at the end of the table, which I just showed you. Councillors, please place your individual ballot in that ballot box. The distribution of ballot papers and then councillors to place in the ballot box will occur, and the following is how I will count the votes after we've deposited them. The following is how I will count the votes. The CEO and the Manager of Governance will assist me by conducting the counting of the votes and to act as the independent scrutineers, auditors during the count. The CEO will read out the vote on each ballot as they are counted. The candidate with the highest number of votes will be declared the winner, in accordance with the Clause 2 of Schedule 4.1. If, after the counting of all the votes, 2 or more candidates receive the greatest number of votes and there is an equal number of votes, I will detail the procedure to be undertaken at that point.
Thank you. And if I could just, through the chair, remind councillors that this is using the same preferential method in which you were elected to council. If you choose to number all boxes, you do so. You're not obliged to. However, the requirement is to get 8 votes to represent the majority. So in the instance, if there's not a distribution on the first outcome, we then distribute preferences on the way through to reach that target. I'll move to the corner just next to the Mayor and then invite each of you to come forward, starting with the Mayor. I'll hand you a ballot paper, sign the back of the ballot paper. If you move to the booth to your left, the booth is secret, no one can see how you're voting. Double fold your ballot paper and place it into the box. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Mayor, and confirming that in the result of the election, 9 ballots were declared for Councillor Johnson, 5 ballots were declared for Councillor Zanino, and 1 ballot declared for Councillor Bowman. I hereby declare that Councillor Johnson is elected as the Deputy Mayor of the City of Swan for a term that will expire up to the end of the current term of council, being at this stage through to 18th of October 2025 or other date there set after. Councillor Johnson, would you come forth to take the oath of office, please?
I, Ian Peter Johnson of 29 Swan Street, Guildford, Western Australia, having been elected to the office of Deputy Mayor of the City of Swan, declare that I take the office upon myself and will duly, faithfully, honestly and with integrity fulfil the duties of the office for the people in the district according to the best of my judgment and ability, and will observe the code of conduct adopted by the City of Swan under section 5.104 of the Local Government Act 1995. Thank you. Get your card, I suppose I'll stay sitting here. Go back and take your seat. Congratulations.
I'd just like to congratulate Councillor Ian Johnson on Deputy Mayor's position, and thank you to the other candidates that put themselves up tonight, and we thank you for addressing your colleagues as well. And now I'd like to move on to item 8.1.2, allotment of positions at the council table. Under the City of Swan Meeting Procedures Local Law 2023, Part 6, Clause 6.1, at the first meeting held after each election day, the council is to allot a position at the council table to each member, and each member is to occupy that position at each council meeting. There are no statutory requirements for how this process is conducted, and positions can be allocated in a number of ways. Once the seating has been agreed by council, it will be set for 2 years unless council resolves otherwise. The positions could be allocated, A, such that councillors sit together with their ward councillors alphabetically around the table, or both by ward and by councillor's surname, or B, on an individual basis by drawing names from the hat along with the position at the table, C, by names drawn out from the hat for order of preference for any position at the table, or D, any other basis approved by council. It's recommended that councillors sit together with their ward councillors alphabetically around the table, both by ward and by councillor's surname. A council resolution is required. So we have tonight a proposed motion by Councillor Bowman that the council resolve to... Oh, you can read that. Councillor Bowman, if you'd like to read out that motion.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Madam Mayor, I move that council resolve to the seating position be allocated in alphabetical order by ward, and then surname alternating from the mayor's left and right and so on until all 14 councillors are allocated seating, and then it would be as per the officer's recommendation 2, 3, 4 and 5. And the reason is purely so the 4 Pearce ward councillors can sit together and not be split.
Thank you. Is there a seconder? Thank you, Councillor Jones.
Got a question. As the Deputy Mayor, where does this leave the Deputy Mayor sitting? Down here or up there?
Through you, the 2, 3 and 4 and 5 of the officer's recommendation as is, so it'd be sitting right there, up there.
That's good, but that's not what it says.
The Mayor and Deputy Mayor seat shall be referred to the presiding member seat and Deputy Presiding seat respectively. The Mayor and presiding member shall be seated at the presiding member's position allocated the front chamber bench. The Deputy Mayor and Deputy Mayor shall be seated in the deputy presiding member's position allocated at the front chamber bench, which is that seat there, if I believe so, and the person in the role of CEO of Swan will sit on the mayor's right. So it quite clearly says it, in my opinion.
So of course the question is this an amendment, alternate motion, or does it bring together the recommendation and your motion, Councillor?
An alternate motion.
Just want to clarify this, because as I read your proposed motion, Councillor Bowman, as I have it in front of me here in writing, is it different up there to what we have here? It still seems to me that this proposed motion would place the Deputy Mayor being one of the 14 councillors down here.
Councillor Bowman, would you like to amend that?
No, I'd like to speak to my motion as per meeting procedure local laws, thanks.
Okay. Sorry. Councillor Bowman, you have 3 minutes to address the motion. Oops, can you hear that?
Thank you. Councillors, this is quite clearly very clear. It is simply changing recommendation 1 of the officer's recommendation, and it's purely so the Pearce ward is not split. It would go, and in my reason I've actually outlined it to make it very clear where that would be. Without knowing who the Deputy Mayor was, I could not say there'd only be 2 Midland Guildford Ward councillors and then 2 Swan Valley Gidgegannup wards. Item number 3 says that the Mayor and presiding member shall be seated in the presiding member's position allocated at the front chamber bench. The Deputy Mayor, which we now know is Councillor Ian Johnson, shall be seated in the deputy presiding member's position allocated at the front chamber bench, and the person in the role of CEO of the City of Swan will sit to the Mayor's right. So it's quite clearly in recommendation 4 of the officer's recommendation where the Deputy Mayor would sit. Can't think I can make it any clearer, but just setting out that the Pearce ward would all be sitting together, whereas if we go around alphabetically, like we did 2 years ago, the Pearce ward would be split with half over that side, half over this side.
Question?
An amendment, Madam Mayor.
What's your amendment?
Sorry, my microphone is not working. That after point 1 of Councillor Bowman's motion, that it would then follow with the recommendation of point 2, 3, 4 and 5, and the reason being at the bottom to allow to accommodate the Deputy Mayor at the front.
I'm just going to allow the Chair to make a brief comment.
Thank you. And just clarifying that, because the running sheet didn't include what Councillor Bowman has moved, just for the point of clarification, Councillor Bowman's motion has moved a different point 1 and 2, but points 3, 4 and 5 are up per the officer's recommendations, I understand them. So 3 where the Mayor is seated, 4 where the Deputy Mayor is seated, and 5 in terms of anyone fulfilling those roles where they are to be seated. Is that clear, Councillor Bowman, or have you moved a different motion?
It's purely motion 1 is being changed and then recording the reason. So the officer's recommendation 2, 3, 4 and 5 will remain. So the only thing that's changing is where the officer's recommendation was council members sit together with their ward council members alphabetically around the chambers, is I've changed it to and moved and seconded that the seating position be allocated in alphabetical order by ward and then surname alternating from the mayor's left then right, purely to have the Pearce ward councillors together. 2, 3, 4 and 5 of the officer's recommendation is also what I moved, and then the reason was being to keep the Pearce ward councillors together.
Question?
Thank you. Thank you. So why does the motion before us not say that? That's my first question, because we can't see that in any of the motions before us, either there or on the running sheet. So we'd have to have this motion changed to reflect that. And then the other thing I want to raise is there's going to be a contradiction in reason C, because on the mayor's right would be the 3 Midland Guildford ward councillors, and in fact there should only be 2.
We didn't know beforehand who was going to be deputy
No,
mayor.
but
Said it.
excuse me,
Okay,
just a moment.
let's just get back
That'll
on track.
need to be changed because that's contradicting the motion.
We are working our way through this, and it is a new process, so it's going to take a minute to sort this, and we'll get there. We just need to talk to the CEO and see where we move from here.
So, just to confirm for councillors, as we understand it, because the wards are also arranged by alphabetical, you're changing the alphabetical order of the wards. Because to move 2 of the councillors, you're moving 2 of the Swan Valley, Gidgee, Gannup councillors and putting them at that corner, and then Pearce. Otherwise, I don't see how you're trying to configure all of them together. With With Whiteman as 2, with Swan Valley Gidgegannup as 2, you either have 3 pierced in there, 1 pierced there. Yeah,
Just,
but if you've got 4 pierced, you must have moved 2 other councillors. You've moved Swan Valley Gidgegannup, but then you're changing the order around the table of alphabetical nature by ward. At the moment we go A, B, C, D, F, all the way around. So you're changing the alphabetical nature by ward. That's right. That's correct. But in doing that, I think we've got an alphabetical by ward. We also had the wards alphabetical, which is not part of the current motion.
I just want to confirm with Councillor Bowman, if you'd like to explain where you were coming from, which ward with Swan Valley Gidgegannup did you want to swap to Whiteman?
I'll go around, and if we look at the motion, and apologies if it's so complicated, it'll be 3 Altone. 1, 2, 3, where they are right now. Then it'll be now we know there's 2 Midland Guildford, 1, 2. Then it's Pearce, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then it'll be the 2 Swan Valley, and then the 2 Whiteman. So it's alternating, and it was purely to make sure the 4 Pearce ward councillors are sitting together. That's how the motion is.
Again, it's not quite as clear in the motion that you've got them alternating by wards across the table, because currently we run around the table in alphabetical sequence of ward name. But I think, yeah, Madam Mayor, everyone is clear what Councillor Bowman's motion is at this point in time.
Councillor Howlett?
I'm actually not clear at all of it, but I do have a seating plan that works with everybody in their wards. It just doesn't mean that the wards are in alphabetical order. It means that everybody sits in their ward and they can sit alphabetically if they need to, but I don't understand it. Sorry, it's a bit much.
Would you still like to move that amendment, Councillor McCulloch?
Is that necessary to clarify what we are looking at?
Councillor
I don't
Jones?
wish to speak, thanks.
Okay. Now, is there anyone against the motion? Would you like to speak? No, it's okay. Okay. Is there anyone for the motion? Is there anyone against the motion?
I've got a question. Is it possible just to list out how it's going to work? Because it appears to me we're not achieving the objective of getting all 4 Pearce wards councillors sitting together. Unless you can explain, Councillor Bowen, how it does achieve that objective.
Through you, Madam Chair, if I may, I will move around the table per councillor because there seems to be some confusion. It will be first Altone, Councillor Catalano, then Councillor Dawn, then Councillor Singh. It will then be the Pearce ward, which would be Councillor Ringo, Councillor Bowman, Councillor Jones and Councillor McCulloch. From that side, closest to the CEO, where Councillor Miles is now, it will be the Midland Guildford ward, which will be Councillor Howard and Councillor Prodovnik. Then we'll go to the Swan Valley ward, which will be Councillor Henderson, Councillor Zanino coming this way, and then finally we'll have the Whiteman ward, which is Councillor Knight and then Councillor Miles.
Just to comment, that's exactly what my plan is. So I would like to speak in favour of that motion.
Okay. Is there anyone for the motion? Councillor Howlett.
Yep, it's a great plan. Good plan.
Is there anyone who'd like to speak against the motion?
Just quickly, okay.
Is there anyone for the motion?
Now it's been explained, I think it's a great idea. So I'll be supporting the motion. Thank you.
Now, I'd just like to call, is there anyone else who would like to speak for or against the motion? And if you would like to, please raise your hand. Councillor Ringo.
I think this is an excellent explanation to the motion, and so I support it.
And I'll just ask again, is there anyone for or against the motion? If there's no one further for or against, Councillor Bellman, you have your reply. Then I'll put it to the vote. All those in favour of the motion? So we have Councillor Amanda Dawn, we've got Councillor Singh, Councillor Howlett, Councillor Johnson, Councillor Prodovnik, Councillor Aringo, Councillor Bowman, Councillor Jones, Councillor McCulloch, Councillor Henderson, Councillor Zanino, Councillor Knight and Councillor Miles. Those against?
Your own vote.
And my own. For the motion. And those against? Just one. Councillor Catalano. Just carry that 14-1. Thank you. I'd just like to invite the Deputy Mayor to take his place at the front of the bench. Thank you. Through this.
Thank you, Mayor.
Well, after that exciting seating arrangement, I'd just like to bring us up to point 9, which is the closure, and I'd like to declare this special meeting of Council closed at this time, and thank you everyone for attending tonight, and thank you very much for your patience, and we'd like to join us for some photos after this end. Thank you.